Both feet flat on the floor, about a hip's width apart, and just for a moment, feel the sensation of the soles of the feet, the weight of the feet in the floor, the hands in the lap, and your sits bones in your chair. And align your shoulders with your hips and your ears with your shoulders. And imagine your spine is a beautiful string of pearls of light stretching from the base all the way up through the crown of the head and beyond. And just lengthen your spine. And just put some space in between those vertebrae. This beautiful string of pearls of light. And then go to the crown of the head and relax your scalp and forehead and eyes and nose and cheeks and the mouth, and the back of the tongue and the jaw, the ear, the inner ear, the back of the head. And allow your shoulders and shoulder blades to drop down. Relax the throat and the chest and the belly and all of your limbs. And just notice the sensation of the breath as you inhale and exhale. And then, just be aware of any distractions in your environment. Sound, smells, and distractions on your computer, from your pets, people. And just allow all of the distractions to be there, trying not to follow with the mind. And then be aware of what's going on in your mind, just allowing the thoughts to arise, to abide, and then, by not following the thoughts, by not following the story and engaging in the story, then these kind of thoughts, you don't build up any energy, so they just disappear, they don't go anywhere. And then try not to have any opinions about what's in your mind. And then just think quickly for a minute about our loved ones, our strangers, and then people in our life we don't like. Remembering that these relationships are interchangeable, and these people, no matter how you think about them from one day to the next, they're still the same as each other and you and me, in that they all want to be happy and they don't want to suffer. And they all have this extraordinary capacity for a Buddha mind. So I think we'll do this meditation this evening for all these people of our life, and by extension, all sentient beings. So we think there is no negativity that can't be purified. And this purification process is basically a psychological one. So we create negativity with our mind, and equally we can change it by creating positivity instead. So we start with this power of regret. So sincerely regret from the depths of your heart anything you have done to harm any living being on this day, in this life, and in all of our past lives, and think of specific actions of both your body and your speech, and then in general regret all. And the reason to regret is based on this logic of karma. And we experience everything due to our past karma, our past actions. And so, having harmed others, we ourselves will necessarily experience suffering in the future. And we cannot bear the thought of any future suffering that we might experience. And we know from our present suffering, we don't want any more. So, logically, it makes sense to remove the karmic seeds before they ripen as future suffering for us. So we think, I regret from the depths of my heart having harmed others with my body and my speech, having broken my vows, because I do not want the future suffering. I'm sick of suffering, and also regret any anger, attachment, and the rest that are the cause of why we harm others. And then think, I'm sick of this suffering. And then what can I do about it? And whom can I turn to? So here we come to the power of reliance, and we turn to the Buddha, who we see as a doctor, who has these methods that we can use to purify. And it's not that we need Buddha to forgive us, we're purifying ourselves by relying upon his medicine. So imagine Vajrasattva above the crown of your head, and you can also imagine this is the mind of your teacher manifesting in this form for your benefit. And he's made of this beautiful, radiant, blissful white light, sitting cross-legged on a white lotus and a moon cushion. And he has a beautiful, radiant face. His eyes are long and peaceful and full of love and compassion for you and all those people of your life. He has a sweet red mouth. His hair is black and held up in a top knot. His arms are crossed at his heart, the left underneath the right. The left is holding a bell, representing wisdom, and the right is holding a vajra, which represents the indestructibility of compassion. And their being crossed represents the union of these two. And this symbolizes enlightenment itself, the development of infinite wisdom and infinite compassion. To the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, I go for refuge until I'm enlightened. By this practice of meditating on Guru Vajrasattva, may I reach Buddhahood so as to benefit all sentient beings. So then we have this little section here on developing compassion. So in order to develop compassion, we need to rely upon other beings, so the very beings we have harmed, and those who have harmed us, by developing compassion for them. So think about people that you've maybe harmed recently or in the past, and then in general, all beings we have ever harmed since beginningless time. And then remember those who've harmed you and have compassion for them, because the harm they've caused you is going to result a suffering for them sometime in the future. Excuse me. So make a strong aspiration to do this practice of purification for the sake of all these beings, and think, I must purify for their sake. And then we come to the power of remedy, and this is the medicine, doing the practice of purification. And we start with the body, and Vajrasattva very compassionately sends powerful white nectar, like coming out of a hose, quite forcefully from his heart, and it arcs around and enters your crown and pours into your entire body, filling you completely. And it keeps pouring into you until it forces out of your lower orifices all the harm you've ever done to any living being with your body in the form of inky liquid. And this pours out of you and disappears into space, not one atom left as we recite the mantra. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Jida Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mempi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajra Mami Mutta Vajra Bawa Maha Samaya Sattva Ahum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Jida Meboa, Sitokaya Meboa, Sipokaya Meboa, Anarakta Meboa, Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sitame, Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Bhagawan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajra Bawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe. Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya, Vajrasattva Dina Patita, Jida Meboa, Sitokaya Meboa, Sipokaya Meboa, Anarakta me boa sawa sidi mempe yata sawa kamasita me sitam shriyam guru hum ha ho bhagawan sawa tata gata vajrama me mutta vajra bawa mahasamaya sakta ahum pe vajrasattva samaya manupalaya vajrasattva dina patita dina me boa situkaya me boa sipokaya me boa Anarakta me boa sawa sidi mempe yata sawa kamasita me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajra Mami Mutta Vajra Bawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahom Pe Vajra Sattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajra Sattva Dina Patita Jida Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawa Sidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kamasita Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajra Mami Mutta Vajra Bawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe Vajra Sattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajra Sattva Dina Patita Jida Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawa Sidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kamasita Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajra Mami Mutta Vajra Bawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawa Sidi Mimpi Yata Sawa Kamasita Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajra Mami Mutta Vajra Bawa Mahasamaya Sattva Hum Hey. So be delighted that all the harm you've ever done to any sentient being with your body is now completely purified, and think that there's no way you could do anything other than benefit others now with your body. And next is the purification of our speech. And Vajrasattva very happily sends powerful nectar from his heart chakra, and it arcs around and quite forcefully enters your crown and fills your entire body, except this time forcing up to the top of your body all the negativity of your speech. And this overflows and disappears into space, not one atom left. So you imagine all the gossip and the harsh speech and the useless speech and lying and talking about other people behind their backs, getting other people to agree with you. All of this is purified by this powerful nectar filling you as we recite the mantra again. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Jida Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kamasita Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajra Bawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Jida Meboa, Sitokaya Meboa, Sipokaya Meboa, Anarakta Meboa, Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kamasita Me, Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ho Bhagawan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajra Bawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe. Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Jida Meboa, Sitokaya Meboa, Sipokaya Meboa, Anarakta Meboa, Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kamasita Me, Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ho Bhagawan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajra Mami Mutta Vajra Bawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe. Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Jida Meboa, Sitokaya Meboa, Sipokaya Meboa, Anarakta Meboa, Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kamasita Me, Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ho Bhagawan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajra Mami Mutta Vajra Bawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe. Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Jida Meboa, Sitokaya Meboa, Sipokaya Meboa, Anarakta Meboa, Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kamasita Me, Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ho Bhagawan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajra Mami Mutta Vajra Bawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe. Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Jida Meboa, Sitokaya Meboa, Sipokaya Meboa, Anorakta me boa sawa siddhi me piyata sawa kama sutta me. Sittam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahom Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Jida Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anorakta Meboa Sawa Siddhi Mempiyata Sawa Kama Sutta Me Sittam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahom Pe. So again, feel so happy that your speech is now completely purified. And imagine it's not possible to do anything other than benefit others now with your speech. And next is the purification of our mind. And Vajrasattva very compassionately sends powerful beams of light from his heart chakra, which arcs around and enters your crown and fills your entire being. So, it's the same. You walk into a room, it's dark, you flick on the switch, and the light comes. So it's the same here. The moment the light from Vajrasattva's heart hits your heart chakra, all the darkness of the negativity of your mind, all your attachment and neediness and anger and depression, resentment, jealousy, bitterness, anxiety, all of this is instantly dispelled, not one atom left as we recite the mantra. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Jida Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anorakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sutta Me Sittam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahom Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Jida Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anorakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sutta Me Sittam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahom Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Jida Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anorakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sutta Me Sittam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahom Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Jida Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anorakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sutta Me Sittam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahom Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Jida Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anorakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sutta Me Sittam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahom Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Jida Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anorakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sutta Me Sittam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahom Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Jida Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anorakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sutta Me Sittam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahom Pe. So again, be delighted that all your delusions, which are the source of all of our own suffering and the cause of why we harm others with our body and our speech, are completely purified. And think now there's no space in your heart for anything other than love and kindness and forgiveness and wisdom and bliss and compassion. And next is the purification of even the imprints of negativity of the body, speech, and mind. And this time, imagine that Vajrasattva sends light and nectar and it fills you completely. So imagine the nectar flowing down, pushing out all the negativity of the body and the nectar flowing out, up, pushing out all the negativity of the speech, and then the light coming and blasting all the delusions. And this is happening all at the same time. And this way eradicates even the subtlest imprints of negative energy from your consciousness. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Dida Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahom Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Dida Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta meboa sawasidi mempi yatsa sawa kama sitame sitam shriyam guru hum ha ha ho bhagawan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya saka ahum pe vajrasattva samaya manupalaya vajrasattva dinapatita dida meboa sitokaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawasidi mempi yatsa sawa kama sitame sitam shriyam guru hum ha 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 ho bhagawan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata ahum pe vajrasattva samaya manupalaya vajrasattva dinapatita dida meboa situkaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawasidi mempi yatsa sawa kama sitame Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Ahom Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Dina Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mempi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Ahum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Dida Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta meboa sawasidi mempi yatsa sawa kama sitame sitam shriyam guru hum ha 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 ho bhagawan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata ahom pe vajrasattva samaya manupalaya vajrasattva dinapatita jida meboa sitokaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawasidi mempi yatsa sawa kama sitame sitam shriyam guru hum ha 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 ho bhagawan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata ah hum. Okay. So now feel you are completely purified. There's not one atom of negativity left in your mind stream. Even the subtlest obscurations to your enlightenment have been removed. And now the power of resolve. This is the fourth and final step in the purification process. So here we just need to decide that we want to refrain from harming. So this particular step is quite crucial because this determination to refrain from harming with our body and our speech and our mind is something that kind of like we really need to do if we want to refrain from harming others. So then you can get more detailed than that, get specific about these ideas about, you must know some of the habits that you do with your body, with your speech, with your mind. So think of something specific in one of those three areas that you can maybe work with, but over the weekend. So once you made a decision, a determination like this, it becomes like guardrails for you. It kind of guides your body and your speech and your mind in new directions. I think Vajrasattva is completely delighted, wants to merge with your mind and melts into white light and absorbs into you through your crown and think, my teacher's body, speech, and mind, Vajrasattva's body, speech, and mind, and my own body, speech, and mind are the same. So next, Lama Rinpoche recommends to meditate on emptiness. So he would say like this: in emptiness, there is no I, the creator of negative karma. There is no action of creating negative karma. And there is no negative karma created. So at whatever level you understand emptiness, place your mind there for a little while. We can think of all phenomena as being empty, They do not exist from their own side. We can also think that the way things appear to me may not necessarily be the way they actually exist. So let's just dedicate all the merit, all the positive energy we've created doing this practice to all living beings and think, may all the virtuous karma I've created from doing this practice ripen as my enlightenment for the sake of sentient beings as quickly as possible. Okay, let's do our chanting the names of Manjushri. His voice melodious like that of Brahma, completely filling all the triple world, replied as follows to the Lord of Secrets, the Vajrapani, strongest of the strong, that you, abounding in supreme compassion and aiming to assist all living beings, are willing and prepared to hear from me this evil quelling, purifying chanting. The chanting of the names so filled with meaning of Manjushri's embodiment of wisdom, how truly excellent, O Vajradhara, how excellent of you, O Vajrapani. Okay, everyone, let's have a strong wish for His Holiness the Dalai Lama to live long, for a swift return of, or a swift discovery or of our precious Lama Zopa Rinpoche, and then for all of your own individual teachers. May they live long. And may you all, you beautiful people, have a wonderful weekend. Stay safe. And I look forward to seeing you on Monday. Okay. Thank you, Shayla. Thank you, everybody.